Hello, and welcome to Now Kiss, the show where Matt and I plot how to kiss beautiful boys.
Mm-hmm. Touch their horns, you know,
Comment
save them
on their
from
sharp teeth.
sharp teeth, save them from wild boars.
Oh, yeah. Be very strong.
Deal with their older sister.
I missed all that part because I had to go to have a meeting.
Yeah, you missed the horny part.
Oh. Thank you for handling the horny part for me.
I don't know how well I handled it, but we're moving forward now.
Well, it's a learning experience for everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome to the first of 3 back-to-back streams I'm doing today.
Oh, dang.
That's okay. So what are you drinking today, Kathleen? Water. Gotta hydrate.
Same. It's summer. It's summer, my dudes.
Not a real artist subscribed for 7 months before we came to speak to you. And Cheadle Curse just resubscribed for 36 months saying, did you know that in addition to being an accomplished actor, Don Cheadle is also a powerful warlock? Wait, the Cheadle Curse? And then his avatar is just a picture of Don Cheadle with It Begins. It's like, if I have to make my celebrity enemy Don Cheadle, this sounds like it's a panelist setup.
So we're going to take that prompt. I hope you're all right with that.
We're going to workshop that a little bit.
Yeah.
So, 3, Now Kiss, AFK, and what? Well, Map, I have to go to a wedding this weekend, so I'm doing my home stream tonight after I get home, because I was like, Wednesday night's the only time I have to do it.
I'm like, what's the third one? It's something I probably want to see. And
Maybe.
It is.
You misunderstand, says Cheadle Curse. He is my lord. I thought that you were foisting an ARG on me. But that's also okay.
We're here for that. Potato Gangsta for 24 months of support. That is an entire 2 years. And wow.
Yeah.
For that.
Thanks.
Thanks, y'all, for getting me through high school and now college.
That's a long time.
You are younger than both of us.
But not younger than both of us put together. What if you took my age, but if you took your age away from my age, you'd have a preschooler. No, maybe not. I don't know. Let's not tell people exactly how old we are and instead commence our stream.
I am 5 years old. I am mature for my age. I am an old soul. Let's do a kissing game.
All right. Let's go. I wonder if we can resume. And then we get, like, New Game Plus?
Maybe? Hype Newen, 1991 for 16 months of support. Thank you.
I'm gonna scrub through all the introductory stuff because we saw it last week.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we already know who we are.
Yeah, we are this awesome, strong girl.
Yeah.
Who... Okay, wait, actually, I'm gonna go back there. Can I go back?
I don't
Back.
think so.
No. Continue playing. Alright, so here's our first option. This mustache of the Fae. I'm definitely going for mustache. I love look at that mustache. That's a cute mustache. I bet he's got a dad bod for a fairy, and that's what I'm looking for.
I was just gonna say, but then I was gonna be like, is that, like, how tasteful is that to say? He does look like a dilf.
Yeah!
I guess we're both here for that.
That's a great mustache. NGL says Cheadle Curse.
Yeah.
Alright, so
That might be what we're feeling.
I don't know, but let's go through our options,
Yeah.
because there's 4 options in this game.
Well, 3 now.
Oh, yes, that's true. So, Prince Elgandir of the Southern Kingdom. He's pretty young, like a little kid, so we're not dating him. It would be his caretaker. All right. I mean, also sort of a grizzled guy. He's got a cool scar. That means he probably knows how to handle himself.
And a bird.
That's true. Bird friend. And then there's Tiroon, Prince of Dragons, who looks like he's from
Isn't
a
that
Leiji Matsumoto anime.
Isn't that a character from Angel's Egg? Like, isn't there, like, that girl with long white hair and heavy eyelashes?
And they sort of that sad, the eyes that point down. I think we might be thinking like Interstellar, like that girl who's like really thin with like the black hat and the long black coat. It's like, I don't know, like they look the same.
All soft anime characters that...
Maybe? Who does Angel's Egg? Who's like the animator behind that?
Ask Beej or Ian. I've never seen it.
We're out of our weeby depth.
Yeah, definitely me. I only know the name and like 2 animated GIFs.
Okay, hold on though. I need
Literally, that's it.
Hold on, I want to show you something though, because like. I gotta like. Sorry, this is the world's worst stream if you're watching me show Matt something on my phone. But the kind of style that Leiji Matsumoto is famous for, like these soft people
like
with the big
80s.
eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know if that guy.
Just like incredibly, like if you watch that Jenna Marbles video of the ultimate 100 layers thing, where one of the 100 layers is 50 pairs of fake eyelashes.
Oh, God.
All at once. Halfway through that, it's just like a heavy line, and she starts to look like, what's that female hippy dippy Muppet? The one with the
Janice?
Janice.
Janice.
She starts to look like Janice. Like that's that art style, just very heavy, dark, feathery eyelashes. That kind of character.
And we've done Kuya. All right. So
He's a big softie.
Yeah. I mean, that's not really. Okay. So chat. Okay. I should have seen if I could do New Game Plus. Here's our 3 options. We've already done Kuya, Beast Prince of Moon Forest. We can go for Little Prince Algendir and his caretaker, which I'm going to say no to because I can't pronounce the word Elgendir today. There's Tarun, Prince of Dragons, or somebody I saw in a bodega in Brooklyn. He was
like,
also
yes, please.
holding a Black MIDI album, and our eyes met.
This is the moment for you.
I know.
For Black MIDI.
I love that band. They just put out their unlistable first album. It's not unlistenable. It's quite listenable. It's challenging.
I'm going to listen to it tonight on your show.
Yes, you
probably.
are. Yes, you are. Spoilers. Tarun is cute. The friggin' Black MIDI album, it's very popular. I think it's very good. Sometimes things are popular because they're good.
Yeah.
So
we have 2 options now since we cut out the
one I can't say today. I want
the elegant Eglandir
mustache. I mean, like they're all cute in their own way. I'm clicking on this one.
The Prince of the Fae. I think we're both here for Fae.
Yes.
Fae boys.
Faulkner gang unite.
Yeah.
All right. I gather my things and head down to the main hall to meet Prince Faulkner. Almost at once I see him standing on a banister near the entrance. Oh, he's little! Wow.
Is he actually short?
Oh, he's really small. I knew he was going to be small, but wow, he can't be any larger than my hand. He's a tiny fairy.
Oh, wow.
That's so cool. That's wild.
Yeah. Little miniature boyfriend.
Account made France. I did see that Photoshop of Graham and Adam.
Everyone had strong emotional responses to those photos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's even wearing like a scarf. He is a tiny hipster.
We're here for that.
But he catches my eye right away as if lit by a beacon of light. There's a lot of people here. Most of them are travelers, tired and worn out from the cold outside, slumped and inconspicuous. Prince Faulkner, however, stands with his chest thrown out, his stance firm and bold. He looks proud, dignified, and despite his size, completely at home in his surroundings, like he walked right out of a portrait of some dashing hero from history.
He's about the size of the portrait.
Yeah. And to think, I thought he'd be hard to spot. Instead, I can't imagine noticing anyone else before him. He's too small and far off for me to see his expression, but I can tell he's seen me when he turns his face towards me and curtly nods. Oh, I hope this is the Ron Swanson of our options.
Maybe.
He gestures for me to approach, waving his arms in a large enough arc that he can be sure I'll see it from across the room. I approach him slowly, still unsure. As I come closer, the details of his face come into focus. His features are sharp, smooth, and handsomer than I expected. His hard, clear eyes seem to stare right through me. I had thought he might be intimidated by me and how big I am compared to him, but I'm the one who feels nervous.
You must be Rosemary. Thank you for answering my ad.
Oh, of course, and you're Prince Faulkner, right?
I am pleased to meet you. Forgive my appearance. I usually try to dress up when I meet someone new, but my time and supplies are short, so you'll have to suffer these drab travel clothes.
That's okay. I think you look great. And I'm just wearing my regular armor, so...
And what lovely armor it is. I look forward to traveling with you, Rosemary.
Yeah, me too. You just stand there silently for a moment. It's just kind of weird to look at him, a full-grown man scaled down. It might sound rude, but it's hard to believe he's real. I don't know what I expected, but it'll take some getting used to. Not to mention the way he looks at me with those sharp, commanding eyes. Can't explain why I get so nervous when he makes eye contact with me. I'm not usually like this.
So he has the, like, stern dad demeanor.
He's got romance protagonist face. Where, like, stern and dashing and commanding and all of, like, the positive male traits and none of, like, the negative overbearing ones. At least that's how I interpret, like, male romance character.
Yeah.
And so you just kind of get flustered because you're like, oh, how enjoyably masculine, right?
Instead of unenjoyably masculine.
Yeah. I feel so dumb for getting all tongue-tied, but for the moment I just can't think of what to say. Haha.
Well then, we're not going to be standing around here all day, I hope. Do you have everything you need? I'm ready to leave as soon as you are.
Oh, sorry. Yes, of course I'm ready.
Very well.
He clears his throat and adjusts his posture slightly, like he's psyching himself up to say something.
I'll have to ride you for most of the journey.
Sorry?
Okay.
What?
On your shoulder. Not to worry, I don't weigh enough that you'd notice. It might be a bit awkward at first, but it's really the best way to do this. That's most of the reason I hired a guide in the first place.
Oh, right. That's no problem. I stick my hand out at him, palm up. Faulkner looks at it and his face falls, but only for a moment. He recovers quickly and gives me a hard smile.
No, that's all right. Please, you don't.
He waves his arms in a dismissive gesture. Oh, sir, I'm not really sure what you want me to do here.
You don't need to do anything. Right then?
Quick, direct, and without apparent exertion, he leaps to my arm and begins to climb. It takes him 2 short, precise movements to arrive on my shoulder. All of a sudden, he's next to my face, and I'm staring right into his eyes, which I can see clearly for the first time. They're the same color as his hair, a rich and dark turquoise, like a gem. I wonder if, as a fae folk, you have to deal with the halitosis of big people, and if it's just like a gust of wind from, like, a sewer.
I'm just thinking of, like, the exhaust fan out of, like, a restaurant or something on the side of the building or whatever for their AC, where you just walk by it and you're like, I don't want to be anywhere.
Yeah, so it's
near
like
this.
it's like a warm stink cave.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Just for future reference, you won't need to touch me with your hands at all. Actually, I must insist that you don't. Understood?
Yeah, of course. I guess that's a thing for you. Sorry, I didn't know.
What? Wanting to avoid being grasped about the waist by a stranger? I imagine that's a thing for everyone.
I nod, but I'm not really listening. He's so close now, I can really look at him. I was surprised to see such a small man, but no, it's not really its height that makes me stare. It's just, he's just very handsome. He looks strong and sharp, and you can tell his clothes were made just for him because they accentuate him so well. Like he was born in them. But it's not just his face or the way he dresses or even how he talks. It's the way he carries himself. He seems so comfortable and in control, even in a place where everything's too big for him. Like I said, the good dad confidence.
Yeah.
The sexy confidence.
Yeah.
There's something magnetic about a person like that. I have a hard time taking my eyes off him.
We say dad, but this is more father.
Fatherly,
Right.
like authority without tyranny.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get very deep about it. But it's why people say confidence is sexy. If somebody is just like, I'm carrying myself like I need to be here and I'm taking up the amount of space, there's just something intoxicating about that.
Sexy dad confidence. Well,
Honestly, I don't usually get all flustered like this. Maybe it's just because he's so close. It's making me feel weird. Of course, it's not polite to stare or a very smart thing to do, which I find out firsthand because while I'm staring transfixed at Faulkner, I manage to walk right into the door. Ah!
there. Now are you finished?
Gosh, that hurt. Finished with what?
Staring at me. If you're through, I'd like to press on. I'm not going to get any taller, if that's what you're wondering.
No, it wasn't the. I mean,
Do we want to be extremely...
I feel like he would appreciate honesty.
Maybe he might. I'll go on this journey with you for the honesty. I guess just like there,
Yeah.
like one of the empty ones.
Oh, yes.
There.
Save game. I was like, why can't I save here? Alright, we've done it. Alright, It's not because of that. I guess I'd heard you were good looking, but I had no idea. I'm not used to seeing guys who are so, hot. I mean, back home, some of the guys around town were cute, but not like, I'm gonna stop talking now.
Oh. Well. Thank you very much. I do try to make myself decent, so it's nice to know my efforts aren't wasted. But as I'm not going to get any taller, I'm not going to get any handsomer either. There's no beating perfection. Just a little joke. Please, onward.
Right, of course! Sorry about that, by the way. Sometimes I say stuff without really thinking about it.
Don't let it bother you. Actually, I'm glad you're not too formal. It's a nice change.
Yes, honesty works.
Yeah. I'm so used to being surrounded by stuffy upper-class types who think a prestigious vocabulary...
Prodigious.
Prodigious, sorry. Vocabulary is indistinguishable from meaningful discourse.
I try not to stare anymore, but out of the corner of my eye. Is he blushing a little? I wouldn't have thought a guy like him was even capable of blushing. Maybe he's not as confident as he seems. Well, but I guess I don't know him that well enough to judge yet. This trip is going to be interesting either way.
Oh. Niren. Niren for 11 months.
Woo!
Thank you for your support.
I do my best to push those thoughts out of my mind and head out onto the snowy trail, leaving the tavern behind us. I can't feel him riding on my shoulder, but I'm very aware of his presence. It's gonna take some getting used to, but it's probably weird for him too. I'll do my best to be polite and hopefully not make a fool of myself anymore. As soon as we come to the foot of the mountain, a blast of furious cold hits us all at once. The wind whips my hair back and I squeeze my eyes shut as tiny shards of ice sting my face. Whoa, Mount Needle sure knows how to say hello. Faulkner stays quiet, but I can feel a faint tug on my hair. I realize he's holding on to steady himself. Oh, that's so cute.
I think he would have to.
Yeah, his deft hands tangled in my hair. Ooh, I'm glad my face is already red from the cold.
Okay, girl.
Okay,
Do
listen.
you need some alone time, or?
Yeah. It's just cute. He's like holding your hair.
Yeah.
He's not like pulling on it, so it's just kind of very intimate.
Yeah.
Okay, listen, I'm seriously not trying to be rude or anything, but are you gonna be okay there with like the wind and everything?
Yes, it's all right. If it were necessary, I could make this trip by myself. I've made plenty of similar excursions in the past, and they never gave me much trouble. The sad fact of it is, however, that going solo would take much longer. This snow alone might add a full week to the journey. And in this case, time is of the essence.
Oh, yeah? What's the big hurry? You have a fancy party in Starlight City to get to?
Actually, yes. I'm getting married.
Oh, married. He's getting married. I know it's silly, but I feel oddly deflated.
Yeah. Nikki Goth Bunny subscribed for 30 months. A nice round.
Oh, well,
square
that is
number.
certainly very, very important.
It is, yeah.
You can't be late for your own wedding. That's one of the main things about getting married. I assume?
Yes, I think you're right. We'd better make haste.
There's something hard in his eyes as he says that, though. Or am I just imagining it?
Is it an arranged marriage?
I certainly is, probably.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm sure it's none of my business. Once the prince is secure on my shoulder, I start walking. So what's the Fae Kingdom like? Didn't your people, like, invent the airship and stuff? How come you didn't take one of those to Starlight?
We've invented a great many things. An airship is indeed what carried me to the tavern, but our ships aren't made for flying in harsh weather. The tavern was as far as they could bring me. After that, I had to arrange an alternative mode of transport.
I kind of resent being reduced to a mode of transport.
But it's all right. As I've said, I've done my fair share of hard travel in my life. This shouldn't be much different, even if I must partially rely on you.
Hey, I'm not that bad. Am I?
Oh, no, of course not. It's just try to understand. Valhalla 11 subscribed for 5 months.
It's like you're a sentient mule.
Are you saying mules aren't sentient?
Well, like, extra sentient? I
A
don't
mule
know.
you can talk to.
Yeah, a mule with opinions.
Yeah. Which isn't just, I'm hungry and I want to kick you.
Yeah.
I look at you and it's hard to imagine how such huge, thick legs and feet aren't just constantly tripping over themselves.
Whoa, he just came out and said that, didn't he? I like to think I have pretty thick skin. If somebody doesn't like how I look, they could just go ahead and keep being wrong. With him, I feel like I just can't let it go. Hey, that's totally ridiculous. When have you ever seen me trip over a thing?
I suppose that's fair. You are rather steady on your feet. It's just that navigating a dangerous stretch of land, such as Mount Needle, it requires delicacy, finesse. Fire Ice Air 1989 subscribed for 17 months. Thank you. A certain precise quality of movement, which a person of your size simply cannot have. Your legs are like massive pillars, well suited to hold a slab of rock off the ground, but I wouldn't ask them to dance.
Oh, like you're such a good dancer.
Well, I'm not the best of the best, but I am classically trained.
Oh, I don't care. What do you know, anyhow? I'm delicate. I'm precise. I'm as graceful as anything.
Oh, yes, of course. So much of what you walked into... so much so that you walked into a door within 5 minutes of meeting
He's
me.
not shaming her for being thick. He's shaming her for being big.
Bigger than him. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
This is more specious.
Yes, this is specious, not like thickness. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? It's like looking at an elephant and wondering how that something that big could ever be that precise, right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I told you that was just because, oh, never mind. Besides, that could happen to anyone. Who among us hasn't walked into a door?
I have never once walked into a single thing that I did not intend to walk into. That's the first thing they teach you at the academy. That's a weird academy.
His mention of an academy stirs something in my memory. Yes, that's right. Some of the scholars I used to work for mentioned some big famous school in the Fae Kingdom. Oh, you mean the Lafata Academy, right? You went there? I heard it's very prestigious, or more accurately, snobby, but I am not going to say that one out loud.
Guilty as charged. I'm impressed that you've heard of it.
Oh, why? Because you think I'm too big and dumb to know what a school is? I never went to any fancy academy. I probably couldn't even get into yours. I'm trying to keep the resentment out of my tone without much success.
Don't be silly. Of course you couldn't get into Lafata.
Oh yeah, why not?
You'd never fit through the front door.
Okay, you got me.
Yes, I've had that one in my pocket for a while.
I take a small break from walking and lean against a tree. It's good to know he has a sense of humor, but I'm not sure how I feel about how he talks to me. I steal a glance at him, and from the look on his face, he seems to have some idea of what I'm thinking.
Rosemary, I I do apologize if I've been rude. You may not believe this, but I don't take any pleasure in being so venomous. I've been feeling anxious lately. Not that it's any excuse. You're helping me, and I should be more appreciative. I personally would just, also apologize just to de-escalate. But if we want to be spiteful...
Do you really think my legs look huge and gross?
I didn't say they looked gross, did I? That doesn't sound like me. I mean, you must admit they are rather large from my perspective, so... that is to say... You have very nice legs?
Oh, thanks. Your legs are good too? Oh gosh, sorry, I just said that without thinking. I didn't mean to be weird or anything. Not that your legs aren't good. Of course they are.
It's quite alright, but let's move on from the topic of our respectively wonderful legs, shall we?
Oh, okay. Sorry for being like this. Usually I try not to let this stuff bother me.
Well, I admit I was unduly acerbic, ungentlemanly even. And not that it should matter what I think, but if I call you large, it's only in comparison to what I'm used to. And regardless, I'm rather fond of larger women. That's something.
So this is like low-key his fetish, and now he's like, aw, fuck, I gotta get taken over the mountain by my low-key fetish.
Probably.
Oh, haha, that's cool. I've only met one so far, but small guys aren't so bad either.
They're both discovering things about themselves.
I guess
we're sharing them anyway.
I know. So I guess you're probably not used to people my size, huh?
On the contrary, I deal with your kind often. I travel regularly on behalf of my kingdom. If a man truly loves his home, his duty is to leave it, so he should know its worth all the more by comparison. Taking that to heart, I visited every major city in the land. I'm not content to be some pampered prince, sitting at home giving nothing back to the people who gave me everything. Though I do admit I've been handed many things on the silver platter. Enrollment in Lafada Academy, to name just one, a school which many of those less fortunate than I would have given anything to attend. I never forget that fact. I always worked as hard as I could and excelled at all my studies. My skills are hard-earned, not simply the result of my impeccable breeding. I wanted to take full advantage of what I was given, and so, once I finished my education, I put those gifts to work in the service of my kingdom. I travel, meet diplomats, research, and engage in politics firsthand. I even served in our volunteer army for a time.
It's okay, Faulkner. I believe you work hard. You don't have to keep trying to convince me.
Oh, pardon me. Was I rambling? I'll continue to work hard as long as I live. That's why I'm here now, on this mountain, this journey, with you.
Oh, but you're crossing this mountain so you can get married, right? That's not exactly hard work. It's a blessing. That's all my folks always say about marriage anyway. They've been married for forever, so they're all corny about that stuff.
I'm sure they're right. But, Rosemary, may I be honest with you in a way that may tarnish your spotless impression of me?
Spotless is a strong word. Of course, Faulkner.
The truth is, my feelings about this marriage are mixed, to say the least.
Ah, yes. Open up to me.
Yeah. I mean, don't mistake me. I do feel excited. But then, when I think about it for too long, I start to feel somewhat ill. But perhaps it's natural to be nervous. I suppose it goes without saying, but I've never done this before.
Wow, really? You've never been with someone before?
My dear, I most certainly have. But that's neither here nor there. I've never been married. I'm not sure I know how to be a husband. There wasn't a class at Lafada Academy for that particular discipline.
Let me think about this. Are you at least marrying for love?
Yes, I believe I am.
Took him a moment to answer. You really have to think about it. There's that hard look in his eyes again. Why should I feel sad talking about this? I barely know him, but I feel it all the same. Well, if you're sure, then I know it'll work out. If you're sure you have the right reasons, and that's like a solid foundation, and everything else will build on top of that.
You may be right. You are singularly wise, Rosemary.
Tara Spidomorphy says, for the love of what, though? I'm gonna guess duty. Not person.
Yeah.
Haha, no way, I just pick up stuff here and there. Do you really think so?
Well, of course. How could I not? How about you? There must be someone special in your life.
Oh, no, I've never had anything like that. Actually, ever since I left home, I've been trying to become a knight, so it's busy work and I don't stay in one place for long. So I don't have a lot of opportunities to, like, meet people. But that's just fine. It happens when it happens. I'm pretty happy with my life. Maybe some things could be better, but I'm good.
Well, that's all one can ask for, isn't it? And any more, and you're just being greedy.
Faulkner, you seem kind of, I don't know, sad or something. You are happy to be getting married, aren't you?
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I be? Thank you for your concern, but please, put it out of your mind.
It's none of my business how he feels, right? I hope we chose the right conversation choices. I like this guy.
Mm-hmm.
We're both happy to move on, so we keep walking. Or at least I do. Faulkner keeps riding. So far, Mount Needle hasn't lived up to its dangerous reputation, but I know anything could happen out here. I do my best to keep my guard up, and eventually we come to a path that splits. Alright, I've studied the trails. I'm pretty sure we should follow this lower path. It's the long way around, but it'll be much safer.
Nonsense. If the higher route is faster, that's the one we should take.
But we'd be much more likely to run into dangerous creatures. Also, it'll get much colder up there. I mean, it's cold now, but it could be way worse.
I don't want to argue about this. Don't you remember what I told you? Time is of the essence.
Sure, but if we get attacked, or if the weather acts up, it'll end up slowing us down more, won't it? My job is to keep you safe, so...
Not likely. You're here to be, well, for lack of a better term, my steed. I'm responsible for you, so I'll be the one keeping you safe. Having said that, we shall do as I say.
What? Even if you, like, take one step in the snow, you'll be up to your head, and if it keeps on snowing, you'd never get out.
Rosemary, what's the matter with you?
What do you mean? I'm just stating the obvious. How could you possibly protect us? Forget it.
Rosemary, I suggest you keep that gigantic mouth of yours shut.
What? What's this gigantic thing about? You think you're better than me because of my size or something?
Not because of your size, no. I'm sure you'd be just as clumsy and dim-witted at half my height.
Hey, I told you I don't like it when you talk to me like that.
That's too bad. Have you forgotten I'm the prince here? I can say what I like.
What the fuck? This guy just like zigzags back and forth?
Yeah, this is weird...
This is giving me... I was like, alright, he started off, but it's like, okay, I can understand this might be a misunderstanding. Because, like, he's saying giant, but he means just big. But now he's just being actively shitty.
I could see this being like, they wrote the beginning of that first scene, and this scene. And then they went back and wrote the interstitial where he's not shitty.
Maybe. I don't know. This just seems like you'd have to review everything. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like it when people are like, zing, bring, bring. It's the unpredictability makes me, a skittish person, nervous. I don't like hanging out with people who you can't predict.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you gonna do? I don't know. It's too much for me. Maybe he's offended she questioned his ability to protect himself.
Maybe.
Ugh.
Still, you kind of got real shitty really quick there.
Yeah.
Dude. You'll obey my command, and that's final. As I've said, should we come to any trouble, I will protect you.
No, you won't. I will protect you.
I've had enough of this. We're taking the high path, and that's final. Onward.
Wow, he gives a sharp tug on my hair, which hurts a lot more than I expected. Ow! Hey, that is not okay! But we end up doing what he wants anyway. How is it possible that I'm getting bossed around by somebody I could literally step on? I guess he's right, because this is what he hired me for, and there's nothing much I can do. Ugh. I trudge on, feeling a little resentful. Just when I thought we were getting along better. Of course, you gotta have people not get along, otherwise it's not an interesting game, right?
Yeah.
The trail is steady. There's snow and wind, but it hasn't gotten too harsh. Maybe this will be okay after all. Although it's a little hard to pay attention to my surroundings. The first time we argued, we got over it pretty quickly. This time, though, when we're not sulking, we're snapping at each other.
You see? Your worries were for nothing. I knew this path would be better. Next time, it would do you well to listen.
Alrighty. Gosh, we're loud for a little guy.
Ah, how surprising. Another comment about my height. Have you no imagination? You know, I wouldn't be surprised if your brain were smaller than mine, despite the size of your head.
What? Is that what you're so mad about? Look, I didn't mean little in a bad way. I only meant... But I don't get to tell him what I meant. I'm interrupted by a chilling sound that cuts through the air.
Ooh.
Not to change the subject, but now I'm kind of worried about whatever that was.
Behind you?
Slowly, I turn around. Two piercing eyes stare right at me. A wolf. No, wolves. A whole pack of them, fierce-fanged bears, their guttural growls rising in chorus. We're surrounded. See? What did I tell you about the high road? Now we gotta deal with a wolf attack.
Perhaps you weren't entirely wrong. But no worry. This sort of thing is well within my wheelhouse.
No, I'm handling this. You got us into this mess, I'll get us out. We shouldn't waste any more time bickering. The pack's closing in on us and they look mean.
Maybe wait to see what they do? I mean, yeah, save.
Yeah, I feel like wolves, if they wait to see what they do, can't they just coordinate their attack more? Shouldn't you, like, go on the offensive? Take the initiative, says Map.
We'll go with Map's idea, probably.
I just feel like wolves coordinate, so if you mess up their plans, you might have more of a chance.
Yeah.
No time to lose. I've got a prince to protect. I draw my sword and leap at the biggest one. One click flash of my blade and it's down.
Rosemary, on your left.
I've got it. Hold on tight. Two more wolves came at me the instant I moved. One of them pounces, but I duck just at the right moment and it goes sailing over me. One swift jab upward with my sword and it's dead. No time to celebrate yet, though. The other wolf comes at me, fangs bared. I roll to the side and hear the snap of its jaws closing on empty air. My sword arm moves in a fluid arc, nearly slicing off its head. The rest of the pack are smart enough to take a hint. They turn tail and disappear into the mountain. Ugh. Oh, God. Kind of a shame I had to kill them. I love dogs.
Okay, pause. Wow.
Yeah, she's super capable.
She's just like, yeah, dead.
I've never doubted her ability to do her job.
It's weirdly low-key in the game how good she is at just martial combat.
She's training to be a knight.
Yeah.
The game's not about her becoming a good knight. She is a good knight.
Yeah.
Or, you know, she doesn't have a title, but, like, she's good at her job.
But I'm just thinking, like, in other games, they would make more of a thing of, oh, they're kind of bumbling, or, oh, there's an arc of them getting better. No, she's just really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, Faulkner. Never mind that. Rosemary. I have to admit, that was some very fancy footwork.
Oh, Matt Board Game says, she's very skilled. And then Munchlats regrets nothing, says it's extremely refreshing. It is, because the conflict of this game is not about her abilities. The conflict is the romantic conflict.
Yeah. And the writing in this game does not diminish her as a character in order to make the conflict.
Mm-hmm.
She might be a bit, like, foot in mouth about how hot she thinks people are. That's it.
Yeah, she's thirsty.
Yeah. And aren't we all every once in a while, you know?
Yeah, actually, Account Made Fran says that's what I've been enjoying too. Rosemary is an established person. She knows what she wants, and she's at the place she wants to be at. Yeah, she's not seeking romance as some sort of gratification for a missing life.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is just, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't need to save herself.
Yeah, exactly. She's very capable.
Yeah.
Ah, Faulkner, you don't have to say that.
No, honestly, I had no idea you could move like that. Not with such a bulky frame. And with such thick, clumsy fingers that barely look coordinated.
I think
enough
this
to-
guy's also got a bad case of foot and mouth. Hey, come on, enough already.
I think he's been in the ivory tower too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. I really do mean to compliment you. What I'm trying to say is, you've got a good degree of grace and finesse, after all.
Leopard!
Yes, I suppose you're rather like a leopard. Supple yet powerful.
No, I mean... He turns to look. A massive snow leopard slinks through the trees right for us. Maybe it's what the wolves were running away from. Before I even get a chance to think, the beast leaps at us. I swivel my shoulder, trying to protect Faulkner. But he slips away from me. His tiny form disappears almost instantly into the snow. No! In the second it takes me to cry out, the leopard is on me. My armor is the only thing that saves me from getting ripped to shreds by those vicious claws. It's knocked me into the snow and it slinks towards me. Its eyes are on my face, which is open and unprotected. But just when I think I'm doomed, a bright tiny flash, like an arrow, streaks under the leopard's neck. A spurt of blood follows. The leopard blinks. It doesn't know what happened to it any more than I do. But after a moment, it falls. Pierced straight through the throat and killed almost instantly. What the?
Over here.
It takes me a moment to catch sight of him, but there's Faulkner, standing on a jutting boulder looking grim and serious. He wipes the blood off his small spear, which glitters like glass in the snowy sunlight. Once he's through, he exhales, wipes his brow, and winks. Faulkner, that was incredible! You were so exact. One strike and it was over. And to jump like that, so fast and high. Wow, you must be really strong. Like, seriously, really, really strong.
I'm trained in combat and have seen enough of it to know what I'm doing. There's nothing more to it than that.
With one more graceful leap, Faulkner returns to his place on my shoulder.
Still, I'm very glad you appreciated it.
I'm sorry I doubted you when you said you could protect me. You're obviously an amazing fighter.
Well, it's clear to me now that the same goes for you.
Once again, I find myself staring at Faulkner a little too long. This time, though, he stares right back. That spear of yours is pretty cool. Is it made of glass?
Oh, it's a type of clear diamond, actually. A special product of the Fey Kingdom. We found many uses for it. Would you like to see it?
I take it gingerly. Even though it's like a toy spear in my hands, it's surprisingly heavy. Wow, it feels hefty even to me. Must be hard to carry.
No more so than your sword is for you, I'm sure. That thing is almost as big around as you are.
I guess you're right. I had to train for a long time before I could even lift it.
There you are. If a weapon is not first a burden, then any fool could use it. You and I, Rosemary, are no fools. Anyway, this spear is another gift from my home, so I'm happy to carry it regardless of its weight.
You know, my sword is kind of a special thing for my homeland, too. It's made from an alloy that Northerners discovered a few hundred years ago.
Really? I've never heard of that. Do explain.
We have a lovely chat about metallurgy.
Yeah.
We spend the rest of the day walking on and chatted excitedly about swords and weapons. Although it's cold and harsh out here on the trail, I hardly notice it. Faulkner isn't exactly shy, but I've never seen him so talkative. It's not until we notice the sun has set that we realize we should stop.
And anyway, for my money, a good halberd is... Oh, it's gotten dark. Should we stop and make camp for the night?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I had no idea how late it was. This was nice.
It really was. I haven't had a good shop talk like that since my academy days.
Haha, I've never really talked to anyone like that, ever. I've never known anyone who's interested in swords and stuff. Not in the same way I was. I guess I didn't realize how lonely it was until now.
It is very liberating to find that friend that has the same interests at you, and then you just kind of both barf it at each other.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Doesn't take long to make camp in a nearby cave. We settle in and rest by the firelight. I'd say the journey is going pretty well so far. Give or take a wolf attack or two.
I quite agree. You know, you've been working hard all day, carrying me, slaying beasts. Why don't you sit back and let me make you some dinner?
Sure, that sounds good, but I only brought rations like dried meat and stuff. I don't know what you could make from that.
Rosemary. Do you take me for some ill-prepared dullard? Wandering around without the makings for fine cuisine always close at hand?
Are you saying you've been carrying around the ingredients for a fancy dinner this whole time?
Always. Here, sit back, my dear. Allow me to take you on a culinary journey.
I mean, I imagine it'll be like in a amuse-bouche, but it'll probably be great.
Yeah. Considering the scale. Unless you can just conjure food.
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's a Faye specialty. I'm not picky, but sure, whatever you say. Faulkner immediately gets to work.
Wait, isn't it a rule that you shouldn't eat food
From the Fae?
from the Fae?
Oh, well, we're about to find out.
Mm-hmm.
From his pack, he pulls some small strips of what looks like some kind of smoked fish, a clove of garlic, which he has to grab with both arms, and some other ingredients in small jars that have been diced to an incredibly fine powder. He uses his spear to cut up the garlic, and I realize that preparing ingredients must be really hard work for Fae people like him. Still, the work goes quickly, and from how confident and at ease it is, he seems like he enjoys cooking and does it often. I guess this is why I can never quite think of Faulkner as pompous. It's not a facade he's putting on. He's got the skill to back up his attitude. Soon he presents me with a small tray of food. Even though it's tiny, it looks delicious.
Smoked Fae minnow with ginger and garlic. It's a staple in the palace. You'll love it. Although, I suppose for you, it's more of a sampling than a meal. I do apologize. I didn't think I'd be cooking for anyone but myself.
That's okay. I'm sure it'll be delicious. Bottoms up. Without wasting a second, I grab the plate in my fingers and shove the food into my mouth. Faulkner looks slightly aghast. Oh my gosh, that's so good! I can't believe you just made that! And you can make it whenever you want and eat it all the time? You're so lucky!
Rosemary, you just swallowed the whole meal in one go.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Was that bad manners? They were really delicious, though. Am I crazy? Did I taste a hint of lemon?
Oh, you noticed that? Yes, that's my personal twist on the classic dish. It complements the Fae minnow's natural, Rosemary, are you alright?
It's only when he says something that I realize I've started crying. Hastily, I try to wipe my tears away. Oh goodness, I don't know what's wrong with me. This is so embarrassing. I'm sorry, Faulkner. Please ignore me.
My cooking wasn't that bad, was it?
No, that's the problem. It was really good. It was too good. I haven't had a meal cooked for me since I've been home. My mother used to go fishing and fry up what she caught for us with salt and a twist of lemon. I guess tasting this brought back some strong memories. Faulkner comes close and hops onto my pack, so he's high enough to put his hand on my arm. Even though he's so small, his touch is surprisingly warm. It's very soothing. Thanks for being sweet to me. I'm sorry, I really don't cry very often.
You miss your home. It's understandable. I miss mine too. How long have you been away?
A long time. I left to become a knight, and I don't want to give up. Not ever. This is more important to me than anything. Sometimes I miss my family so much, and I can't help but daydream about what it would be like just to go home. But I can't do that, though. Not until I can make them proud. Not until I can make myself proud. I'm just stubborn like that, I guess.
You're not stubborn. You're passionate. You're determined. It's admirable. For whatever it's worth, I'm already proud of you. It takes a stout heart to make a sacrifice for something worthwhile.
I'm glad you think so. You know, I think it's a good sign that your cooking made me cry. It means the taste of it went straight to my heart. You're a great chef. Faulkner smiles but looks away and runs a hand through his hair. He chuckles low under his breath, the way you do when you're not happy about something but have to laugh at it anyway. Faulkner, is something the matter?
It's just that I'm cooking for you and talking to you about your feelings, your hopes and regrets, your dreams. I suppose this must be what it's like to have a wife. I could get used to it if she were like...
He doesn't finish the thought, but casts me a meaningful glance. Is he saying that he wants his wife to be like me?
Oh my god, that is such a sentence.
I feel a little rush of excitement and then a twinge of guilt. Ha ha ha! I bet you'll be happy to see your fiancée again once all this is over.
Actually, Rosemary, I've never met her.
What do you mean?
It's a purely political marriage. I decided our union would be the best course of action for my kingdom. I sent her a letter declaring my intentions a month ago, and she agreed. I have no idea what kind of person she is or how I'll feel about her. All I know about her is that she's fey like myself and wealthy. Other than that, my bride is a stranger to me.
Oh, I didn't know that. I feel a strange fluttering in my chest. At once dizzy and at the same time light and free. So you're not in love with someone else? Or anyone?
Wow. No. In fact, until I reach the city, I suppose you could say I'm unattached.
That's interesting. My face is red again, but since we're warm by the fire, there's no blaming it on the cold this time. Oh, wow. You must really love your kingdom, huh?
Yes, I do. My kingdom, my people, they've given me everything. Not just the academy or the royal family, the kingdom itself, my home. Our cities are so beautiful and unique. Standing amongst the buildings, you can't truly be unhappy. It elevates everything, even what's inside you. And since the other kingdoms are so big and make the world in their image, we had to make our own world by ourselves. It's all ours, only ours, and it's perfect, and I couldn't be more proud. At home, I wake up at the crack of dawn just to see our buildings bathed in sunrise. I've seen a lot of this world, and there's nothing in it more beautiful than that.
Aw. I also like architecture, mustache boy.
Herbalism, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't help but sneak it into the panelists. Dr. Fox17 says, I have to say I'm more amazed by Rosemary's confidence and romance than I am in her ability and violence. I like the fact that, we're playing a character, each route is short, so it's just going through and, we're not going to solve any fundamental problems in her life by meeting one guy and spending a day with them.
Yeah.
I like that her strength comes from within and doesn't need to be enabled by a romantic connection.
Yeah.
She's a fully fleshed out character without being in a relationship.
She doesn't get fixed by being in a relationship.
Yeah, maybe she just gets laid.
I kind of feel like that's where this is going.
Probably. That's okay.
Yeah.
Not everything has to be a happily ever after. Sometimes it could be like, then we had a great night.
Yeah.
What I meant was, wow, I could not do that. Yeah, but aren't all games like some sort of escapist fantasy where you can be like, oh, so you're not attached. Good, because I'm thirsty.
Won't you slake me?
How with this dude, though? How? I don't know, magic.
Yeah.
Let's cross that bridge when we come to it.
It makes my heart ache that I can't share it with everyone. I would have liked to share it with you, perhaps.
I could come see it, couldn't I?
I suppose you could visit, but you could never...
I could never see it like you do.
No. You never could.
Well, maybe I could see a piece of it.
What do you mean?
Well, show me something you learned there. Something from the Lafada Academy, maybe. It's kind of like I'm seeing a little part of your kingdom, isn't it? You said you were classically trained in dance, right?
I suppose I could dance for you.
Ha! I'd love to see that. Oh, I'd love to see that.
What's with that mocking tone of voice? I assure you, my dance is quite beautiful. Shall I?
And he stands and gets into a graceful position. Wait, not like that. I can hardly see you from way down there.
Do you have a better idea?
I could hold you. If you were in my hands, I could see you up close.
I don't know.
Ooh, that's a tough choice.
Especially since he has that thing about hands.
Yeah.
Although you're not grasping him, you're going like that, so. I feel like the romantic one is on
the top
hand,
one?
though.
Yeah.
No, in fact, it might be nice.
So I crouch and extend my cupped hands. My face is calm, but my heart is pounding. He steps onto my palm and feels light but solid. Very slowly, I bring my hands up to my face. I'm looking at him right in the eye, in a way that was hard to do before. I can see all of him now, closer than ever.
Forgive me, I might be out of practice. It's been years since I've learned this.
He stands with his arm and his leg in a graceful curve. I wait patiently for him to start. He's so close, and I have an excuse to stare at him this time, so I'm going to take advantage of that. After a few moments, he still hasn't started to dance. Actually, he looks kind of troubled. Is everything okay?
It's just... It feels rather foolish doing this all on my own. This should be a couple's dance. I wish I could take you in my arms and really show it to you.
Oh, yeah, that would be good.
And anyway, I find myself distracted. Forgive me, but I can feel your warmth all around me. Rather like being embraced. And your face is so close, it's hard to think about anything else. They're being very open right now.
Maybe they're both thirsty people.
Yeah.
That's okay. If you like sex, go find somebody who wants to have sex with you and have sex with them if both of you are into it.
The advice for the day, straight from Kathleen.
Yeah. If you like sex, find someone to have sex with, as long as they want to have sex with you. It's very simple. Or don't.
Yeah. You don't have to.
Yeah. Maybe you just can hold hands.
Yeah.
And tell each other ghost stories or whatever road floats your boat.
Whatever straight people do.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
get it, personally.
Yeah. Whatever the straights do.
Yeah.
Talk about House Hunters International.
You're not even wrong.
I know. Ah.
Anyway.
He's staring at me right now. No wonder I'm distracting him. My face must look so huge. I wonder if it's strange or sort of scary.
Rosemary, you were so beautiful.
Oh. He steps closer to my face. At once I feel very awake and intense, open to notice every detail and feel every touch. What about my dance?
Oh, who cares about that?
Aww. It's so cute. It's so cute.
They're having an intimate forehead to nose moment.
I feel like a couple people in chat are like, I don't want to do anything of that. Then don't. Being ace is also okay. Find someone to hang out with in a non-sexual way.
Take it from me, local ace person. It's fine. Do it if you want.
Do what you want with a consenting partner.
Yeah.
Or several consenting partners.
Yeah, watch a movie. Have popcorn. Have a nice movie night. Netflix. Binge. Probably not The Terror. That's not very...
I mean, I feel like if you want to watch The Terror with a special someone, I'm not here to judge.
Yeah.
If what you want to do is go hickey with your special someone. Anyhow, let's get back to our romance.
Yeah.
He comes closer and closer. I feel small hands on my cheeks, then my mouth. His fingertips brush my lips, softly and slowly. Oh my god, I think he might have a fetish for giant ladies.
I immediately right now am thinking that mustache must feel just like a spider's leg on her skin.
Oh, yeah. I can't help but shiver. I have no idea I'd be so sensitive there. Those tiny fingers are so light, the way they touch me with such finesse. I've never felt anything like it before. Then I feel his mouth. He presses his lips all over mine, slowly and deliberately moving from one spot to the next. This is very sexy. I feel the pleasant brush of his mustache, his teeth gentle yet urgent. Oh my god, they're totally good. How do you bone down with a tiny person? Maybe they have some magic. What if they both get stuck being small? That'd be so cute. What if he makes himself huge? What if they both become an average of the two sizes?
I mean, there are different ways to take this, but I would assume the smaller person would just have to top for safety reasons.
Oh, yeah!
Every single
sex doesn't have to be
situation.
penetrative,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know, there's all sorts of sexes. There's all sorts of ways to do that.
Not all topping is that,
Yeah, yeah.
but The person taking initiative probably should be the more delicate person, just so that there's less chance of injury.
Yeah, well, a couple people are like, well, he's already said at the beginning I'm not getting any bigger, but maybe she could get smaller. This is the strangest kiss I've ever had. It's the only kiss I've ever had, in fact. But I can't imagine wanting anything different, anything more.
I'm sorry if that was untowards. I couldn't help myself.
I'm glad you couldn't. I want to stay awake, but I'm so exhausted from the journey today, and I can tell Faulkner's tired too. I get comfortable on the floor and pull a blanket over myself. I wait for Faulkner to get his own bedding ready, but he doesn't move. Instead, he pulls gently on my fingers, wrapping them around himself. He wants me to hold him tonight. Oh my god, it's so cute. I hold him to my chest so he'll be warm, and we fall asleep like that together. I'm dying. That's so cute. I want a bone, but it's nap times now. Well, they've been walking in the wilderness all day.
Doesn't that happen to everyone? Like that is that relatable content the internet craves.
I'm too tired for sex.
Yeah.
2019.
Turns out when you're not in your 20s anymore, that's a thing that happens.
We set out together early the next morning. For the first few hours, we don't say much. There's a beautiful sunrise and it's snowing, but not too heavily. Faulkner rides in his usual place on my shoulder. I wonder if I should bring up what happened last night. It was so nice, so unexpected. I hate thinking it has to be over so soon. I want more and more nights like that. I want to keep learning about him and being surprised by him. I want him to learn about me too. But he's getting married. There's no way around that. Unless he decides, no. There's no point in thinking like that. I'm just gonna get my hopes up. Just as I decide it's better not to say anything, Faulkner breaks the silence.
Rosemary,
I think he's gonna be like, I'm sorry for last night. We can't do this.
Possibly, yeah. I think I like you very much.
But?
And I hope you'll forgive me for being so direct, but do you feel the same way about me?
I'm very excited. There's not a but coming, and this is actually somebody acting in a surprising way.
I mean,
yeah,
both are true, but the top one's probably the nicer thing to say.
My dude, I've had a crush on you since I met you.
Really? I'm not quite sure I deserve that. I behaved as if you were some kind of thoughtless oaf. But I don't think that anymore. Hopefully that should be obvious.
I'm so rarely wrong about what a game is going to do narratively. I'm actually delighted.
Damn, I'm making a mess of this, aren't I?
Calm down. You're doing fine. It's kind of It's kind of cute to see you get all worried about me, though.
I'm just the slightest bit out of practice when it comes to talking about these matters. I don't want to speak at all if I'll only say the wrong things.
It's a big feel for me. Well, even if you do mess up, it'll be okay. Trust me, I mess up all the time. I'm kind of an expert.
Well, far be it from me to ignore the expert's advice. I'm struggling with how to say this. I suppose I'll just jump right into it. I've been with many women in my life, but it's never felt like this. I feel as though a window has opened in a room that's been closed for a long time. I'm not saying I'm in love with you. That would be rather forward, considering we've only just met. But you're the first person with whom I've ever felt... I don't know how to describe it. Giddy? Hopeful? When I fell asleep last night, the only thing I could think about was how much the prospect of another day with you excited me. You're the first person I've ever wanted to fall in love with.
My heart feels like a bird fluttering around in my chest. There's something so wonderfully scary about hearing someone say the very thing you hoped they would. Like you're afraid you'll wake up and find out it was just a dream. Gosh, Faulkner, that's... I don't know what to say.
But you must understand, I never thought I would feel this. I thought I wasn't the kind of man who would ever fall in love. And it's because I thought of myself that way that I even entertained the idea of a political marriage in the first place. If I knew I'd ever marry for myself, I'd never marry for myself, why not marry for my kingdom? But now, I just wish I'd met you first. Then again, if I'd never made this journey, I wouldn't have met you at all. Damn it to hell.
But if you feel differently now, I mean, I'm not saying you should leave her and marry me instead, but maybe you could slow things down and we could just spend more time together and, like, see how things go. That would be okay, wouldn't it?
I don't like how this is shaping up with third party not actually having any say in any of this.
The third party also agreed for, like, a political marriage. So you could be like, I have decided not to pursue the political arrangement, and here's the dowry that you were going to get. I'm breaking it off, right?
Possibly.
Like,
it really depends on...
Like, the thing is, they've never met. They've just, like, they're also in an arranged... I don't know,
Yeah.
if I had agreed to an arranged marriage, I'd also might be, like, kind of like, if you're not feeling it, I'm not feeling it. Because you don't want to be like, no, you don't want to do this, but let's go through with our arrangement we made before we met.
You know what the solution here is? Open and honest communication.
Yeah, well, I mean, she was like, I'm not saying you shouldn't do this, but maybe you should,
Slow your roll, do you?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Take some time and make a reasonable decision about what you truly want.
Yeah. Rosemary. I can't make that choice anymore. I need to tell you something I haven't told anyone. I believe if I do, you'll understand.
Okay. My heart starts beating faster. I do not like the sound of this.
A few years ago, my father let me look at the Fey Kingdom's finances. The royal family, the entire kingdom, were going bankrupt. I can't easily participate in global trade. How can we benefit from goods that are too gigantic for us to use? And we invest so much in the brilliant minds of our scholars and inventors. We build airships and factories and all manner of amazing things. But we see almost no profit because the rest of the world is just too big. Our greatest innovations are children's toys in their hands.
Faulkner, that's awful. You and your people deserve more than that.
It's just one of many problems. For example, only Fae are able to live in our kingdom. It's too small for anyone else. For all we spend to make our city so beautiful and so advanced, we can't even benefit from tourism. Fae families keep leaving to seek their fortunes elsewhere, but there's no immigration, no new blood, nothing to replace the ones who leave. Our people have only two options: stagnate or dwindle. We have dwindled. Slowly and gradually, our population, our resources. In a handful of generations, we'll have nothing.
Oh, wow, I had no idea.
No, we don't like to share our weaknesses if we can help it. Sometimes we don't even like to admit it to ourselves.
But I don't get it. How could one marriage possibly fix a problem that big?
It's so simple, so perfect. I thought myself a brilliant forward thinker for devising this scheme. Now I almost wish I never had. I'll try to explain. As you're probably aware, not all Fae people live in our kingdom. A good many families left to live in the other kingdoms with the rest of you. And many of those wayward families have thrived financially. However, I believe they suffer in a different way. The Fae Kingdom turns its back on them as traitors and deserters. They lose touch with their home, their culture, their history. They must struggle every day to exist in a world that was never made for them. Even when they succeed, they are always suffering, always too small. And because they are, in essence, exiled, they can never get home to where they belong. But these wayward Fae are still my people. I know they are. The woman I've been in contact with is the daughter of a particularly wealthy Fae family, one that has lived in exile out in the Southern Kingdom for centuries. Her family's riches alone would be enough to keep the royal family thriving for generations.
I'm starting to see where this is going, but that doesn't make it any easier.
Val the Drake subscribed for a full year. Hey, I don't get to catch you guys live very often, but wanted to make this chance to say Now-Kiss is probably my favorite part of Lurk Stream.
Yay! Thank you.
It's nice to hear.
Yay!
Our union will not only solve the Fey Kingdom's financial problems temporarily, I believe it will also help address the problem in the long term. My bride-to-be is quite well known, even among those in the kingdom who reject outsiders. And I, of course, am the prince. We represent the two halves of the Fae. Our marriage would be seen as a symbol of unity. The Fae are one people, no matter where they live or what we do.
I mean, it is a good idea.
The kingdom need not turn its back on those who left and can welcome their experiences and prosperity. The wayward Fae need not lose their connection to their history, their culture, their people.
This is like a metaphor for people leaving their tiny villages in Japan.
Yeah.
Or small towns everywhere that are dying out, right?
Pretty much, yeah. In fact, we might even encourage more to venture out and make their fortune, knowing they can always return. I can bring the Fae together in a way that lasts. We need never be estranged and impoverished again.
You don't have any brothers or sisters? But, why does this have to be you does this? Couldn't it be someone else?
Rosemary, I am the only son of the king and queen. It can only be me. And even if that weren't the case, I've known nothing but happiness and success in my life. But I know that everything I have, everything I am, my people gave to me. Which means my life is not truly mine. I owe it to them. They're gonna do a grind. I do marry out of love, but not for a woman I've never met.
Coffee grinder's going off in a bit.
Yeah.
Wee you, coffee.
It's like the blast horn.
Yeah.
I love my kingdom, and I must save it, or else how can I stand to live? Do you understand?
Of course I do.
I knew you would. You care so deeply about what you love. We're the same in that regard. If you were to lose your home, or if you found out you could never be a knight, you'd never give that up for me, would you? Bottom one, I would say.
Of course you're right. I want to be a knight more than anything. I want to do some good in this world. But in this case, it doesn't feel good to be good. I wish I could just be selfish, just this time. Do what I want, and let everyone else worry about themselves.
I wish I could too, but I can't.
Yeah.
Neither of us can. You wouldn't think so to look at us, but we're very much alike.
Oh, I guess we are. That's sort of comforting in a way. I feel his hand on my cheek, his kiss, like a little drop of rain, so small and so soft you're not even sure it was real. Oh, I'm gonna miss that. We keep walking a little longer. I guess there's not much to say after that. And sooner than either of us expected, we can see Starlight City way off in the distance. It's so beautiful, glittering like a pile of jewels off in the horizon. Ugh, I hate it. Looks like we'll make it there by nightfall. That didn't take long. Mount Needle hasn't really lived up to its dangerous reputation, has it?
It certainly hasn't. I almost wish we'd have a bear attack or something, just so that we could stay a bit longer.
We wait a moment, listening to the wind, almost hoping for some feral growl to echo in the trees. Of course, nothing happens. Everything's perfectly fine. Nothing's ever there when you need it, is it? You know, the weather is looking a little rough. Maybe we could make camp early, just to be safe, of course.
Yes, I think you're right. The snow could get much worse at any moment.
Oh my god.
We don't want to tempt fate, do we?
The weather's absolutely fine. We're lying to ourselves and we know it, just so we can have one more night together. But if one night's all we're gonna get, I'm gonna take it. Hot. Thanks.
I promised I was going to close the door before I started.
Oh no, that's fine.
Grinder.
We just preempted you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long to set up camp in a nearby cave. In fact, the sun is still up by the time we're done. I feel a little guilty about it, knowing Faulkner's bride-to-be is waiting for him. But not that guilty. We eat dinner together, with me sitting with my legs folded and him perched on my thigh. Oh, it's kind of nice having you sit there.
Blushing already, are you? It's quite becoming.
No, I just... okay, maybe I'm blushing a little bit. I mean, you're touching my thigh. That's so intimate.
Rosemary, my dear, please don't be offended by my asking, but have you been with anyone before? I remember you said you hadn't been in love with anyone, but have you been, as you put it, intimate?
Oh my god, I'm so embarrassed. What makes you ask that? Oh no! Ay ay ay, he softly rubs his hands against my skin. Even though his hand is so small, his touch feels electric.
Well, if you see this at the height of intimacy, as the height of intimacy, it occurs to me that we can do much better.
I'm just
than
gonna
that.
say that if this gets into a sex scene, we're just gonna not read that to each other, okay, Matt?
Probably
We're gonna make
yes.
The deal of friendship.
This happened with you and Beach earlier
Yep.
last year.
Yeah, it's a boundary of how much sex dialogue you're willing to read to somebody you have to work with every day.
Yep.
And it turns out my personal threshold is basically none. Don't want to read any.
Yep. Yep.
I blush a lot stronger when I hear him say that, which was probably his intention. My heart also sinks a little thinking about our situation. Maybe it's for the best we can't keep seeing each other.
Goodness, Rosemary. I didn't mean to pressure you. We don't have to do anything. I just thought, since it's our last day together...
No, of course I want you to, do things. God, I can't believe I just said that out loud. But what can we even do? I'm so big, and you're so... We just don't match up,
Don't be silly. Dreams Span, subscribe for 28 months. Thank you for your support. Our difference in size was never the problem.
This is a kingdom of brilliant scientists that figured out ways to fuck giant things. Come on!
I mean...
They're very clever. They invented an airship. They could probably invent a way to deal with their super large lady fetish.
I mean, think of all the things humans invented for themselves.
Yeah.
They could turn that to other things.
Yeah, we've utterly dominated our environment. Why can't we just get up in the business of a person who's 90 times our size?
Yeah. Learn how to dom that environment, I guess. I don't know. Didn't I tell you, dear? I haven't been in love before, but I've been with many women. Not all of them were fae. I'm not so close-minded as that.
Hell yeah. Wait, you've been with women my size?
Many times, yes. Well, perhaps none so muscular.
Gosh, but that means you figured out how to make it work? And it was good? For both of you?
Listen, dear. I'm not one to kiss and tell. I do try to be a gentleman, however unsuccessful my attempts may be. Having said that, let me assure you, I have never once set a woman away unsatisfied.
Fucking go... whatever fucking magic fairy vibrator you have in that satchel, bring it on, my friend. I don't know how that works. There has to be some sort of tool assist speedrun here.
Oh my god! It won't be good if you speedrun it. Kathleen, don't you know this?
Sorry, I've been watching SDGQ and my mind's in the gutter, but also on time splits.
There's a great number of things I could do with you.
I can't really imagine.
I'd be happy to demonstrate.
Hell yes, hell yes, hell yes, hell yes, but not reading that part out loud.
Just imply and move on. Fade to black.
Yes. Yes, please. I love Rosemary. I may give her an award for best female protagonist we've played in this game. Ah, yes, fade to black.
Dot.
Tasteful fade to black. Thank you. Thank you for this game. A true blessing. Sometime later, we lie down together and Faulkner falls asleep on my chest. Actually, I like that the game is doing the classy thing. If you don't need to know how it works, just know that both of them had a really fun and vigorous evening.
Your imagination will be plenty.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I stay awake a little longer. I can't stop thinking about what we just did together. Ha! And we got a Chivo for good things come in small packages. It's nothing like what I expected. More amazing than I'd hoped. How do I even describe it? I don't know where to start. Let's just say after that, I'm even sadder I won't get to be with him anymore. But I'm also happier than ever that I met him in the first place. Well, and I do drift off to sleep. I doze peacefully. That is until I'm woken by a small figure shaking me awake before sunrise.
Rosemary, wake up.
5 more minutes.
Come now. We don't have all day. Wake up.
I open my eyes to see him standing on my chest, jutting his face into mine. Alright, I'm awake. Last night was really special, by the way.
Well, yes, that goes without saying, but we need to get going now.
Are you that excited to get married?
Quite the opposite. I've decided this is also silly. I found someone I want to be with. I'm not going to throw all that away over, my pride? Sticking to some foolish decision I made months ago? No, nonsense. So, come on. We're going back over the mountain the way we came. We've got plenty of supplies, and we know that together we can handle anything this dreadful place throws at us. I know we can make it back, and I'm not getting married to some stranger when I'm in love with you.
Love you? Wow. Faulkner, I think I feel the same way. But we can still go to Starlight City. You can tell them the wedding's off once you get there. There's really no point in going back the way we came.
My dear, it's symbolic. For goodness sake, don't you have any flair for the dramatic?
I do like it when you call me dear.
But of course you're right, as you usually are. Let's hurry and get going regardless. I don't want to wait any longer to tell them I'm in love.
Even if the... I feel like the L word's being deployed too soon here, but it's clear that he is not super into this arranged marriage idea. And you could do some sort of immigration treaty.
Yeah.
You don't have to do an arranged marriage to be like, this is a thing that I'm doing as the prince of our kingdom.
Yeah. How about you hash out your thoughts on that some while I go pee quickly?
Oh, yeah. Time to take a short break.
Yeah, very short bio break.
Graham,
Yeah, what's up?
are you eating a Girl Scout cookie?
No.
Do you want to come sit with me for like 2 minutes?
Okay.
Let me show you my tiny boyfriend.
Hey, wait.
In the game. So we're escorting the Prince of the Fae across the mountain.
Yeah.
And he's very small, but the game was like, oh no, you two can still bone down, but then gave us a fade to black and 4 tasteful ellipses. I'm guessing they keep talking about how the Fae people can like have made several sort of like amazing technological advances, like airships and other machines. So like I assume there's some sort of like device that was deployed. Tool assisted speedrun was the first that came up.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Ah! Wow.
So, I don't know.
Okay.
Look at his great mustache, though.
That's a good mustache.
Yeah. And so now he's gonna go break off an arranged marriage.
Oh.
Well, because he arranged it. He was like, I should marry this person because she's rich, it's good for my kingdom. But he's like, I don't want to.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what's going
Sorry,
on.
I'm still on the previous conversation.
Oh. Ah.
Previous conversation?
Oh, I was recapping Graham about our tiny boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
What are your thoughts on it? Should they elope?
All we've established is that it seems mechanically challenging, but that they presumably have.
They have their
He
ways.
presumably has a system in place.
Yeah. All right, we gather up our things and rush out towards the city.
Okay.
Bye, Graham.
Have fun storming the groin.
I can't remember ever feeling so light and giddy. Running through the snow together, watching the sun rise and turn the sky pink. He reaches to brush a snowflake off my cheek, and I tremble a little at how close he is. His body gives off so much warmth, even though he's so small. It doesn't take long before the trees thin out, the air starts to warm, and we find a road. It's the path that will take us straight to the heart of the city.
Here we are. This is it.
Sure is. Staring down that road, I feel like we can see our future unfold before us. Faulkner, however, is oddly quiet. I know we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves. I mean, we've got to get to know each other first, but it would be kind of nice to live here someday. The city is so beautiful, right? You could picture us in a little house by the park. Faulkner, did you hear me?
I don't know. Rosemary,
There's the butt.
I'm sorry. We can't do this.
You mean living in the park? I'm not married to the idea.
Don't be foolish. You know that's not what I meant.
His voice is so suddenly cold. It shocks me into silence for a moment, like I've been slapped in the face.
I'm sorry, but this can't be what you really want. You only just met me. Whatever feelings we have are just the rush of infatuation, right?
Well, maybe, but isn't that how real feelings start? I want to see where it takes us. You don't have to worry, Faulkner. I want this as much as you do. Faulkner?
Come on, Rosemary. I'm trying to make this easier.
But what you were saying before, that you, what were you talking about?
Are you really going to make me say this out loud?
At that moment, my heart sinks into my stomach. The look on his face is so empty and sad. I know that I've lost.
I really can't be with you.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is definitely the pragmatic duty thing.
It was so stupid of me to imagine I could, even for a moment. When I saw the city on the horizon again, I remembered the promise I made to my people. I can't break that promise. To do that would be throwing away everything I care about.
But you don't you care about me? I care about you.
I know you do. Wow. I just can't. I can't care about you. I can't afford to care about you.
Ugh, I don't want to hear anymore. I'm gonna start to cry right there, but I won't give him the satisfaction. You didn't have to jerk me around like that. You didn't have to give me hope and then yank it away again.
I know. I'm a fool. You see, I got carried away in the moment and just ended up hurting you more. That's why I have to stop being impulsive and do what's right. Honestly, though. There's no way we were ever going to do this. Neither of us. It was just a nice dream to pretend to be in for a moment.
I didn't feel that way. I thought it was real. I guess I really am just some big dumb oaf if I was stupid enough to believe that. You said you love me. You're the first person to ever say that to me. Was it not true?
I love my kingdom. That's all.
Oh, I know why he's doing this. No, Faulkner. Ugh. And just like that, it's over. We walk down the path in cold silence. Once we're in the city, I let him kiss me softly one last time. I let him go down the road and we go on our separate ways. Because he's so small, it doesn't take long for him to disappear into the crowd. As soon as he does, it all hits me all at once. Like a weight on my chest I can't get off. I sit in the middle of the town square and cry. Aww. It isn't quite accurate to say that I'll never see him again. For one thing, he'll become king, and I'll see his coronation. But more importantly, in the years to come, Faulkner's plan will work out exactly the way he knew it would. I'll see his face in portraits everywhere, a symbol of hope and progress known across the land. The face of a man who united the Fae and together with his queen brought his people to a new age of prosperity. As for me, I become a knight and I get to do all kinds of amazing things, but I never forget Faulkner or the time we shared together. As the years go by, even as the hurt I feel fades away, in the end I'm proud of him for doing what he did. It was the right thing after all. Our time together is just a tiny chapter in the great book of his life. Why should he have thrown everything away over someone like me? Still, I'd be lying if I never said I wished it were different. I feel an ache inside whenever I hear his name. I'll never carry him again. I'll never again carry him on my shoulder, but I'll always carry his memory in my heart. I can only hope he does the same with me. He said they didn't really love me. Maybe I'm naive, but I never believed him. I like that ending.
Yeah.
That was great.
That is something this game seems to be having is like, you can have a bad ending, but it's still good.
I think that ending was a little underwritten. I feel like it was like,
Oh.
nah, 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 nah. Like, I feel like they could have talked through their feelings a bit more.
Yeah.
But, like, I thought that was good. I like that. I like that not all romance games present possible romance. And realistically, there was a size issue. Like, he can't actually go, you know. So that does it for Now Kiss, because I don't want to start another game, and we have to be on AFK in, like, 30 minutes.
Well, you.
Okay, I do. I'm going to go play Root again,
Mhm.
which is very fun.
Yeah. People at the office keep wanting to return to that game because of how fun it is.
Well,
right?
because now we're playing an expansion now that we know how the game works. Who won the last one? Was it Cameron again?
You would know better than I would.
I don't remember. I think Cameron won again. The Vagabond's a very powerful archetype. Special thanks to Ursula K. Le Guin. Probably just as like an influencer. I don't like. It's probably he was like, here's how to write a good story. Look, the get together ending isn't always necessarily a good ending. Platonic relationships are good too. Says MTV CDM.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we did the right thing. I don't think that your choices make a lot of difference in how the story turns out. I think it just shows you which dialogue scene you sort of see. You know what I mean?
Okay. Do you want me to part the curtains a little bit?
Sure.
While I was setting up the stream and you were refreshing yourself up.
I was putting on makeup so
Yeah.
I'd look less foul and haggard.
I should do that sometime. I checked the achievements on Steam. There's a good and bad ending for each person.
Oh, did we get the good ending or the bad ending?
I don't remember seeing a thing pop up saying which one we got for this.
I don't know. I feel like Atomic Alchemist says it's got to be good. He united his people and both of them got laid. And Map said, I didn't used to watch the show, but now Kiss has quickly become one of my favorite streams. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, apparently
Oh,
this is the
yeah.
good ending.
It's
I
a good
believe
ending?
it. There, a quick check. There's no ending where they stay together. Maybe their feelings just get hurt more.
Maybe.
I don't
yeah.
know. So, you did get an achievement during the sexy fade to black.
Yeah, that wasn't really an. Was that an ending one? Maybe it was
I
the
don't know.
ending one.
Who knows? I feel like that story went to a realistic place. I feel like that was a good ending. I feel like
Yeah.
they both had a very tender moment, but not everything is gonna work out into like an epic romance.
These characters seem more human than other games we've played.
Yeah, this game is great.
It just needs, I think, 20% more to give a bit more time and breathing room for everything to happen.
Yeah, I feel like a little. Like, this arc could have been slightly longer,
Yeah.
but yeah, bittersweet. But how else could it have gone after the discussion about what was at the core of their personalities? It's right, Munchlax regrets nothing. For them to be together, one of them would have to fundamentally alter their life's plans, and neither of them are the kind of person who does that. That's what makes them happy about each other, right? That's what brought them together in their first place, was their compatibility.
That was probably the thing, the one choice that would have changed the ending, is if we, as Rosemary, chose.
Oh, sure, I'll give up
could,
everything.
I could give up being a knight for you.
Yeah.
That probably, for him, would have been like,
Maybe we're
you're
not
a
so
different
similar.
person than I thought you were.
Weird. I don't know. I'll look into it, but I don't think we're going to play Rose of Winter again next week because there's only 4 routes, and I think we've played half of them on stream, so we'll find a new game.
Yeah.
But I think everybody, that was great. Thanks for joining us for this slightly shorter but still very good episode of Now Kiss. We'll be back at the same bat time, same back channel with a different bat game next week.
Yeah, maybe there'll be bats this time, or
I'll
next
find
time, or
a
whatever.
bat dating game?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that was already McGregor.
Anyway, bye.
Bye.